Century Manor Insane Asylum, built in 1884. Century Manor is the last remaining building of Hamilton's infamous asylum for the insane, one of Canada's most impressive examples of Victorian Gothic architecture. Spread across 500 acres of land, the asylum housed and treated hundreds of mentally ill people for over a century. Where the hospital sits, even today, sits on 100 acres of land that was purchased for the inebriate asylum back in 1873. Back in this time, it was considered to be an excellent choice to have such a hospital that would be on the mountain brow overlooking West Hamilton. Common practices of treatment for patients in the early years involved some harsh treatments. There was one called the salt rub stimulation technique. This would involve a patient's extremities being rubbed vigorously with a cold cloth spread with salt. Spirit lamps would be used to heat morphine injections in a spoon, paraphernalia not unlike present-day street junkie fare. Then there was pub therapy. This was when the patient was given a large dose of booze to calm them. One of the reminders of how far we have come from those early years of psychiatry was the use of the Utica crib. When a patient became violent or hysterical, they would be put into a coffin-like box of solid oak slates, lined only with straw. The Utica crib, as it was called, would trap a hysterical patient in a reclining position with only a foot of airspace between the patient and the locked lid. The patient would have a tormented look while struggling and screaming to get out of the crib. There were handcuffs that were used to transport patients outside of the hospital. Dry pack 8-inch safety pins, some of which were swallowed by patients that escaped from them and were trying to hide the evidence, and cards that patients used to play euchre and a cribbage board. Dry packs were sometimes used to restrain a patient. This procedure would involve being wrapped 4 or 5 times with thick blankets with large pins fastening them snugly to the patient so they could hardly move to prevent injury to themselves. Wet packs were also used in restraining patients where the blankets would be soaked and wrapped around the patient in the same manner as the dry packs method. Some patients would sometimes struggle and get out of the pack and hide the pins on their person, only to swallow the pins at a later time. The pins that were used to fasten the blankets were 8 inches long, and one had to wonder how a patient could swallow such a large pin. The hospital also used electroshock therapy machines on patients for controlling them for disorientation therapy. Surgical methods were used to help patients in the early years were that of lobotomies. This was a surgical operation in which a lobe of the brain, especially the frontal lobe of the cerebrum, is cut into or across in the treatment of certain psychoses. Another surgical method that was used were craniotomies. That was a surgical operation of opening the skull for brain operations. These were the methods used to strive for better mental health care in the early years of the hospital. Today, in chemical treatments and modern procedures to deal with the patients that have an unbalanced mindset, can be treated with hope to return to a better lifestyle.
let me go, tell me. I don't want this. Oh, today. I don't want this. Oh, today. Let me go. Let me go, tell me.
What's going on, guys? So today we're checking out Hamilton Psychiatric Hospital, taking a peek at it. It's pretty amazing. We're just yeah, this is our first time ever here. Can't go inside of it, but you can like walk around the building and everything like that. Beckfield building, trade building. Cool. So these are all parts of it. Here's my lovely fiance Betty. Took her up here today. This place is just beautiful. Like, it's insane. So I guess we'll walk around it.
What's that notice say?
I don't know. We'll check it out. Yeah, you can't go inside of it, right? Yeah. To the individuals and parties undertaking business with the province, Ontario. Yeah, so like you can only walk around it, right?
And it says danger hazardous.
Yeah, yeah.
So. I just wonder what is left inside.
Yeah, I don't know. Look at it from the sidewalk. It's cool, eh? No. Yeah. Wow. That's insane. This is Century Manor, ladies and gentlemen. So they've had a lot of ghost tours and stuff around this area as well. It's just so wild. Oh, these guys are checking it out too. Let's check out the back.
Okay.
So they have a bunch of staircases and everything going back. And they had other buildings back here used for different things. Hey, it looks like they played sports, eh, Betty?
Yeah. Well, that's been sitting there a while.
Mm-hmm. This is insane, eh? Look at how big it is. So this was just one of the many buildings. There's actually many more. Holy smokes, eh? That's cool. Yeah, I got all the doors gone up. And these other buildings are actually part of it too. The relic hunter has been back here a few times getting like artifacts and stuff. Wow. We actually didn't think we were gonna find it, but then I talked to the historian and she said that it's actually right behind the hospital and stuff, so. Yeah, I know, this one's a little bit older, eh? It's all dilapidated and stuff. I know a lot of people have taken like photos and stuff here. Wow. So these are the other buildings I'm guessing they had on the property that were left. Let's go check out this one.
Not that one. That one's something else.
Yeah, that's a business or something. Let's check this one out. Wow, that's cool, man. Yeah, see, all other access to this site is prohibited. Wow. So there's a bunch of buildings here. I'm not sure what these other buildings were used for. Look at this, Betty. There's like, these are all caged in and stuff. It's all rotted. Holy smokes. F you, love. Someone wrote on it with plaster or something. Wow. Yeah, so I don't know what all these other buildings are for. Oh, this could have been where more patients were bet.
Oh, yeah.
Check that out. Wow. It's just insane. You can like hear sounds in there too.
Yeah, the roof's caved in, I can
Yeah.
see. Look at that fire hydrant.
Look at all this stuff, eh?
Look at it, Brad.
Huh?
Look at this fire hydrant.
Yeah.
It's so gross back here.
Yeah, I know. Holy smokes. Yeah. Yeah, so there's another building there. It's kind of cool. This is just insane. I can't even believe we found it because like we couldn't find Juravinsky Drive. It's not on the thing. So that's a different building then. That one right there. That's a business.
Yeah, and they're doing stuff in it.
Yeah. It's a shame. I actually wanted to film this mainly because it's probably not going to be here anymore. So it's just a matter of seeing it. I know there's a lot of videos of people inside of it, but I should have asked for permission or something. Probably be safer to go back this way. There's people gawking. That's cool, man. Testing out the Karma grip. This is actually the second time that I used it. Is that another building too? Yeah, that's another one. Okay, well, we'll go take a peek at that. I wonder if you can see through the window. Oh, yeah. Yes, I don't know if you guys can see. inside, but it's pretty empty. Even in a lot of the buildings online now, it's empty. I just kind of wanted to show you what it was. We're gonna probably have a peek in the museum because that was another thing that we wanted to document because there's just there's so much. See, when you go to these places anyways, you kind of want to see the artifacts. So like anybody sneaking into this thing is kind of a stupid idea. It looks like somebody snuck in the back, eh? Right there, because that looks like a new board. Yeah, these ones, and then the one over here.
I don't know why you'd want to go in there anyway.
Well, I've seen it online and it's very empty.
It says on the building there, something place.
Let's go check that out. See what it is. Well, there's a new building.
Let me go. Oh, let me go. Oh, my baby. Oh, my let me go. Oh, let me go. Oh, my baby. Oh, my baby. Let me go. Oh, let me go. Oh, my baby. Oh, my baby. Let me go. Oh, let me go. Oh, my baby. Oh, my baby.
Hey, what's going on, guys? So today's episode, we're doing a documentary on Century Manor, and this here is Mike Relic. And why don't you tell us a little bit about what you do?
How are you guys? Been a history-focused metal detectorist recovering relics for about 6 years now.
Awesome.
So you'll see some footage later of some things we've pulled from around here on the outskirts of the property. But I have about 6 years under my belt, and we find the treasures.
So there you go. So we're gonna go do some treasure hunting. So hope you enjoy.
Excellent. Stay tuned. And the size of the trees and everything else around here tells me good things.
Alrighty, so what we're doing right now is we're way behind. So we're not on Manor property. We're actually way behind in an area where the people would have been farming and things like that. So we're out here looking to see whatever it is we can find, and hopefully that it has to do with Century Manor or even the other historical properties around here. Found a little spike here. Some down here.
Yeah, we're gonna.
All right, so I'm here with Mike Relic, and he's got some stuff to show us. So these are basically artifacts from the Manor period. We're not sure exactly if they're from it, but we're almost pretty sure. Like, you got some really cool stuff here. So we'll have Mike show you.
How are you guys? Mike Relic's coming at you. So we've been digging on the outskirts of the woods around Century Manor. So we've stayed off the property. So everything here has been responsibly dug. So we're gonna walk you through a couple things right here. So we're gonna do more research, and if anyone out there thinks we're wrong, just let us know. We believe these, or one of these, may be from a straitjacket, which would be super cool. So we're going to do some research on these. We're going to get a couple pictures of straitjackets and see if we can line these up to see where they came from. Other options are horse buckles, shoe buckles. So we're going to keep our fingers crossed and hope we have some straitjacket fun.
All cool, nevertheless.
Very awesome. Okay, so there was structures back here at some point, as you can tell from all the old photographs that everyone has. Square head nails. Once you find the square head nails as a relic hunter, you are on the right path. So follow the trail of the square head nails. So these square head nails led me to these items. Here we have what are called tomback buttons. So these are really cool. This one's a flat button, this one's a tomback button. So these date back to the 1800s. So these would have been on lower end garments, and so we think they could have been from patients, they could have been from guards, they could have been from visitors, but I believe they're right in the time period of when the hospital would have been active. Now we have, I believe they would have hunted, a bottle of musket balls gone. Well, we have a bottle of musket balls
right
somewhere.
there, right there. Sorry, buddy.
So I believe they would have hunted back then. Obviously, they have patients to feed. They have, you know, and there's hunters out here for the feeding their own family. So here's a bunch of lead shots.
Yeah.
So they date back right into the time period too, and these are the bigger ones. So these
I'm
are
almost positive, like almost 100% positive, because I just met with the museum lady, that these are actual Century Manor, because they actually had meat hooks and things in there. So yeah, they got their own meat. They hunted their own meat.
Of course.
They farmed their own vegetables. So
wow,
like, here
wild.
you go.
Yeah.
These are real.
Still have the sprue
real
on them from when they
deal.
were made. Beautiful. Yeah. Nice pieces. All right, so next we have, we're not sure about this guy yet. We're going to do some more research on her. It's obviously missing the top piece, but I mean, you come into a place like an asylum and you're talking, people carry crosses, people carry rosaries, people carry that kind of stuff on them. So
you never know. Honestly, after talking to that lady, this might actually be an authentic thing too, because she had a few things with this sort of. Do you know what this symbol is?
I don't.
I've seen it a few times online and stuff. I don't know if it goes back to the war period, like 40s or something, but I've seen this quite often.
It makes me think of World War I-ish kind of medallions kind of things, like even badges and stuff like that. So I'm not 100% sure. Obviously, we have some more research to do, but
what year was that?
just
around
beautiful.
World War I?
World War I's 1942 to 1945.
Okay.
But I mean, if you go World War II, so if you go back, if it's World War I, then you're back into the 1920s, 19-teens and stuff like that. So then you're getting into the wheelhouse of Century Manor.
Sweet.
So here we have, so this is dug here. It's an 1887 V nickel, so which is an American coin. That's 2 American coins from here.
Excellent.
So this one was dug a couple weeks ago. So it's in rough shape, but enough information on it to know it's an 1887 V nickel.
Okay.
Right in the wheelhouse of the manor. Here we go, 1909. So this is really neat because this is a 1909 Lincoln. It's an American penny. Everything's American. We're finding a lot of American coins.
Yeah.
So somebody's actually taken the time to gold plate this. This should be a copper coin, but somebody's actually gold plated it.
And you know what I'll do too with these coins? All this United States stuff, I'll talk to Leanne, and she's a historian.
There
here.
must be a reason it's here.
We'll see why. People from the States were here. Maybe the occupancy was all full up at an asylum in the States, and maybe they had to come here.
So here's a good one. This is actually what I mean. Correct me if I'm wrong out there. We're not perfect.
Yeah.
But we have what I believe is a luggage tag. I mean,
that's so cool.
Even the criminally insane probably had to have luggage.
Yeah.
So this one has a name and a city on it, of Virginia City, Minnesota, with a number. So, I mean, again, if we're wrong, let us know. And yeah, but anything personalized is super cool to find in an area like this. Buffalo nickel.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so we just did a dig right now. I was showing my buddy Brad here exactly how to run a metal detector and stuff, and we actually found something here.
You'll have to show the fans that too, because I'm sure there's a lot of people that go on beaches and stuff. So this is the Buffalo nickel, and we'll have to. Yeah, I guess what we can do is we'll look up stuff online. What I can do is I can actually put into my footage photos. So if Mike wants to go home and take photos of these, so you can see a close-up view of all the items, we're gonna give that to you guys as well.
Absolutely, I can do that. So yeah, here they used to grow their own food. So you weren't just an inmate; you were also a farmer, a gardener, a hunter. Probably, well, they probably wouldn't have harmed you. So here you go, crazy. Here's a musket ball. Here's a musket. So I dug these though. It's a huge iron signal, obviously, but these are obviously have age to them, and they would have been used by by an inmate or a
That
patient.
is so cool. And I'm not positive, but I know that they had wheat fields out here.
Oh,
So the
this
photographs I saw, that could have been
This
used to
looks
cut
like
wheat.
it'd be great to cut down some wheat.
Because it looks pretty small, actually.
Yeah.
It's not that wide
Yeah.
for trimmers.
No, so because the actual cut radius is only going to be right here. So,
Yeah.
I mean, there's more leverage in the handles than there is in the cut radius. So,
That's an amazing find.
yeah, that's
so
pretty cool. So, not a lot of people dig big iron signals as metal detectorists, but I do because there's stuff out there.
Show us the bullet. I got to see this.
Okay,
You
so-
showed me this near the end. This looks too. This
Is neat. I believe it's live. I'm not going to say correct us all the time, but I believe that's live. So this is right from behind here also. It says 38 on it.
Let's see that.
So here, I'll give it a little professional artwork cleaning there. And
Alright,
there
so
you
this
go,
is the
Brad.
bullet here. And I'm not 100% positive. I have to look into the security here. But this, oh wait, that's a Smith & Wesson.
No.
I believe S&W.
What? Is that what it says?
Yeah, I think so. So this might have been used from maybe the security here because
Wow.
they had to carry.
Of course, they would have to be armed.
Firearms and handguns in case people were to escape, especially if they were a danger to society.
Smith & Wesson. Awesome.
Yeah, I think that was
Wow.
an S&W. Well, I mean, if we find out later it's not, you could show us.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
But I think that is. I think that was the Smith & Wesson of that day.
Pocket knives. I dug a few of them from here, actually. So these are kind of neat to dig. This one has no blade left, obviously, and it's been around the block. But you can tell it has age. So it's probably from the time period. Nice little pocket knife. Probably not carried by the patients, obviously. But and then we get into, we're not quite sure on the era of these guys, if they're modern or not. But a little bit of jewelry here, a little lady's watch. So
You never know. The watch could go back in time.
I mean, it could
You
go
need to
back
see
to the
numbers.
20s or 30s on it, even, you know.
Yeah.
So I mean, it could be from 1980. We're not sure.
Female's
It's the
watch, probably.
yeah, I'd definitely say women's watch.
Yeah.
Definitely. So
Well, this is you got to show my favorite one. Dude. This thing right here.
yeah, so this one we really need help with.
We don't know what this is. And maybe some people, some folks can help us out if they can identify it. What does it look like it says anyways on it?
So what I get from it is William Cutts, Cutts, Oakville.
Cool.
Now on the back we have many X's. So on the front has a name.
Yeah, there was stuff on the back.
Yeah, the
of
back
it.
is loaded with something that's been crossed out or someone's been keeping track of a count of something.
That is incredible, man.
And the second half that I found and dug right here is
So that's
obviously
that would be the front of it.
yeah.
right?
So
it was
I mean,
kind of like that.
it has a it was hooked on something or something. So
Yeah.
this one is going to be the mystery that your viewers can solve. So viewers, solve it.
What's hilarious about this item is the way it was damaged. I think this might have been trampled on by cows.
Yes.
Most likely because
Yes.
of how bent it is,
Yeah,
right?
bent, broken, but we're legible and it's
Yeah.
there. So anyone out there knows what it is, let us know.
Awesome.
Beautiful.
All right, so you've shown all the items. Why
Yep.
don't we? So let's hunt.
Let's
I mean, we
hunt.
come out here. This is what we're here for. We're gonna do a little relic hunt of our own.
Awesome.
Badass.
Very cool. Very cool.
So cool.
Love it.
Badass, buddy.
Love it.
Loving it.
Okay, let's go on a hunt. What time you got there?
Oh, have to get the phone out again. Wow. Actually, here's a better view of the city right here.
Yeah, it's a nice one actually.
Wow. You can see more of the buildings out here. Yeah. Heck yeah.
It's something. This is really good because it's clean.
Yeah.
So my machine isn't going crazy with modern garbage. So
And
this
we have
path,
a trail.
I
everything's
know.
cut
Yeah,
out for us.
exactly. Yeah, and we're in
Yeah.
the shade. It's probably 40 degrees out today as we decided to film this, but.
So one thing I had to ask. So what is what's the best artifact you've come by?
Well, I mean that's pretty specific to people.
Or do you have like or maybe a few of your favorites?
A
I
lot
think
of
that would
people,
be something
a lot of
like
people
that.
judge it monetarily. None of my stuff is done monetarily. It's all done by how I feel about it when I dig it out of the ground.
Okay.
So anything personalized. So we find things called trench art. So if you're in World War I, you're in the Civil War. There's a lot of downtime in a trench, a lot of downtime.
Yeah.
You're bored. You take your coin, you smooth it off, you engrave your girlfriend's name onto it. Love token. So anything personalized, I love.
And that's your favorite.
That is my favorite thing because you could still feel the person who made that, you know? Like you could still kind of, there was a reason behind it. So we find coin bracelets, like coin.
I have to say, I really, really respect that, because like a lot of people, it's just like, oh, they're after money. And
Nothing
things
to
like
do with
that.
money.
I think, you know, like something that you're really passionate about. Like I have my film passions. We got Mike, he likes his artifacts. So finding something that you love doing, and that's hearing that's a true hobbyist right there. And that's the kind of people we like being part of it. So
Don't get me wrong, when the gold comes out of the hole,
you're still excited. Yeah, you still don't feel
I
proud
don't
of
just
the
leave
gold.
it there.
I mean, if I had a bit of gold in my hands, you know, I'm still gonna feel pretty good.
Hey, tell me how to hold it. But people are gonna be like, you can't really see it yet, but I'm gonna pull it out.
Yeah, so Mikey found something in the
I
ground
don't
here. It looks
think-
like a coin. We'll give it a check.
Over a Century Manor.
Hopefully.
Hopefully it's old and not a fucking modern nickel.
We're just going through and then we're like, I don't know.
Oh yeah.
Let's see.
It's a fucking. There you go, my camera. It's a buffalo nickel, dude.
That's gotta be something good.
It's a buffalo nickel.
That's gotta be something good,
This has to be the right era.
Yeah.
Okay,
Let's
see the
see.
big buffalo on top? That's a buffalo nickel, man. So I think they made them like 1905 to 1920 or something.
Wow.
So we're in the wheelhouse for sure.
Fuck, so today's a good day for
That's
you.
a beauty.
There's
Yeah,
a
so I
big
got
head on here.
A 1910.
What is that? Like, who is that?
Yeah, let me
That's
see.
a large head.
That's a beauty. It's definitely a buffalo nickel, so the date on a buff nickel is gonna be right.
Well, we
here.
have the buffalo, so like literally you'll find out exactly what coin that is online.
That is beautiful. Nice
Is
buffalo
that a
nickel.
US one or?
Yeah, I
is that
believe they're US. Yeah.
Yeah,
We should be able to get a date right underneath this guy's head.
that's too much.
Yeah, this is gonna
First
be an
day I
oldie.
come up to meet you and we
Yeah,
find something
this is-
historical.
You came with the right guy.
Wow. Fuck, that's cool.